is Wednesday, Obsessive Sneaker Disorder Time. This is episode 340, the 340, the 340, the 340. We're back, yes, on the internet. It is Wednesday, the best damn day of the week. Hopefully you're ready for us to walk, talk, and more importantly, spread your wings. And what we say, we're back. Yes, we are back. The Soul Doctors and the Disorderlies, thank you for tuning in. Those people, we know. You missed us just a little bit, but we're back on the internet. It is Wednesday. My name is D. Wells, along with the Soul Doctors and Disorderlies. Man, we got a great show in store for you. This is the 18th of March, and yes, spring is officially 2 days away. And I'm counting down. And if anyone complains about the heat this summer, I'm smacking with the backside of my hand. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't talk to me about any cold weather or snow. Got it? Good. Connect with me. Let's talk. So let's get the show on the road. Let's go straight to the P, to the D, to the X. The one. Jesse is in the building. What's up, man?
What's happening, Disorderlies?
What up?
Sneaker Disorder people, what's happening? What's
going on in the PDX, man? What's the weather like?
Yo,
go ahead. Rub it in.
Flowers, light spinning, overcast, light jackets. We're doing it big out here. We've been doing this since mid-January, unfortunately. So we live it right. We living right out here. Vegetables are starting to come through the ground. Starting to sit outside, have the good, organic, home-brewed beer, so things are looking up out here. No complaints.
Man, congratulations. Congratulations. Man, okay. Well, we're going from PDX to Brooklyn, USA. The 112, the one and only Paper Chasers in the building. This is not Grand Marnier, but I still will say salute and cheers. This is iced tea. Sweet tea.
Yeah, I dig sweet tea. That's what I'm doing when I'm not doing Grand Marnier water.
Exactly. What's up, man?
Sweet tea.
Yep.
What is good, Soul Doctors? How we doing?
Good, man.
Welcome to the Disorderlies who are watching around the world to episode number 340.
340.
Titled aptly and appropriately for today, I'm back.
Yeah, man.
So,
can you believe that? It's been, what is it?
20 years?
20 years. Man, I remember that Saturday like it was yesterday. Yeah. Saturday, March 18th, 1995. Man, I was sitting watching the game. Actually, I know exactly where I was. I was in Rhode Island.
Don't get yourself in no trouble now.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah. No, you know what? I probably was consuming some alcoholic beverages. And then when that news broke, I was like, wow, this is real? Like, I didn't think it was gonna happen. Like everyone else, I was like, I was shook. I was messed up when '93 hit and MJ said bye-bye. Said I'm gone. So I was definitely surprised to see him issue that that simple 2 words, letting folks know that he is coming back. And that he's not returning to the court. He's returning to the court wearing what? Not the 2-3, but
4-5.
The 4-5. And that I never liked that look. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't appreciate it. I thought it was odd. And yeah, real quickly we found out that when they went up against Reggie Miller and the good old Indiana Pacers the next day, on the 19th, it was odd. They say from North Carolina, number 45. I was like, what? Number 45? That was just, it struck me as odd. So, and this is actually the cover from the March 27th, 1995 issue of Sports Illustrated that I'm showing on the screen, and it just says simply, here's MJ going to the rack, wearing the number 45 with the quote, "I'm back," and it has been 20 years, and then here we are celebrating 30 years of Air Jordan, brand Jordan, and some people say, well, can they still continue to be printing money in the form of sneakers? I think so.
Yeah.
And especially with this new, with Adidas basically saying that they're no longer going to be putting their hat in the ring for the 2016-17 season for the NBA sports, apparel deal. Is it going to be David versus Goliath all over again?
I don't know.
Some people David versus Goliath. What do you mean?
Under Armour versus Nike.
Oh, I mean, speculation. Purely speculation.
Right.
But this might be the time when we see the Jordan brand go after the whole league, since Nike's getting royalties or however that relationship is set up. Hey, you know what? We don't want it, but you take it. We'll ride it through. Maybe it gives Jordan that extra push. If they're getting their most money on the court with basketball shoes, hey, take your shot at the apparel. You're not moving sportswear apparel. Maybe you can move that apparel. Who knows?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see.
Sure will.
It would be. I think, and I was having this kind of Twitter conversation. I won't say it was a live conversation, but it was definitely back and forth earlier this morning with Matt Powell from NDP. And
still talking with that dude?
Yeah.
You don't talk to him no more, Pape?
I do talk to him because, you know what? He put out an interesting tweet this morning, first thing, about just that, the NBA and whether or not now that Adidas is basically saying they're not going to put their, they're not going to enter the bidding war, who is going to be that company? And I quickly jumped in, head first and said, hey, I think, quite honestly, Under Armour is going to be that company. Under Armour is going to be willing to put the money on the table. Now, granted, okay, last year Under Armour made $3 billion. The deal to get the NBA, apparel, sponsorship is going to cost anywhere between $900,000 to $1 billion. So, Matt Powell, being the analyst that he is, he's like, well, there's no way UA investors are going to go for that. But we've seen what UA has already done, taking over the number 2 spot. Paper. We've seen how aggressive they've been.
With a minimum starting at $900 million, if that's the number, it's just totally insane. If I'm Under Armour, I'll let Nike have it.
You would let them have it, like just basically say, take it. I'm gonna work on this other stuff, this other.
No, because they can find the other way to penetrate the presence in the league through all the signings of athletes with shoes on their feet. I don't need the uniforms per se anyway, because let's be real. But what David Stern is getting ready to do, or Adam Silver, a continuation of what David Stern is getting ready to do, they're getting ready to globalize the league and start allowing corporate sponsors to put their logos on jerseys. So Under Armour is not going to have exclusive billing anyway.
Well, that's true. That is true because we know Commissioner Stern, before he left office, so to speak, he said, you can't expect to see other logos on players' uniforms.
The globalization of basketball was a plan for a long time. And that's why, unfortunately, sorry to say it, Adidas, you fell for that okie doke when the NBA told you to design those hideous-ass, medium T-shirt uniforms that y'all was making.
But exactly. But now that Adidas is not involved, can Nike or Under Armour, or is there somebody else in the mix that we're not even considering because we're not even thinking about them? Is there anyone else out there who has the kind of cash to go after and try to get that deal?
If you're Nike, you have 95% of the basketball market on Smash right now. What is this going to get you? If you're Under Armour, it may be too much of a reach to gain the traction you're trying to gain, and you just might lose your grip and fall off. But again, whoever gets it, it's not just going to be your logo on jerseys for too much longer. So if you sign a 10-year deal, which what Adidas did, they re-up for another 10 years after they gobbled Reebok. So really, this deal has been going on for like 14 years. What's coming next with the NBA?
Yeah.
Do you really want to see your logo next to like Chase Bank or PayPal or Cleveland's Got Soul? What's up, Cam?
What's going on?
Do you really want to see your logo next to that? But now the perception is that you aren't marquee billing. You aren't the exclusive brand now.
I think Kevin Plank has some power and ace up his sleeve, and he's going to be willing to say, listen, be willing to leave a little money on the table now in the short term to win a little bit longer down the road.
And that's what
Mr. Investor or Mrs. Investor, let's don't take any. Let's not turn a profit or take a huge profit like we have been giving you over the past 3 consecutive years. Let's take a smaller percentage. Instead of giving you 25% increase, we'll be happy with a 22%, right? Let's go after the NBA market. Let's go for the global, like you said, Paper. It's global. The sport is played by people all over the world.
It's played by Martians. Let's be real. It's played by Martians.
True.
No, it is.
What was the name of that cat that won the slam dunk competition? I had never heard of him. I was like, who is this dude? Who is he? But the game is growing.
That's somebody who Under Armour should actually sign. I've actually asked them about that.
Yeah.
But again, what is the purpose of being the endorser for the NBA licensing of the apparel these days? What's the
benefit? The benefit for me, my estimation is not the U.S. market, believe it or not. It's everywhere but the United States of America, North America. It's South America, it's Africa, it's all throughout Europe. I mean, we know what's going to happen in Asia. I mean, we're still waiting for that next big player from Asia right now. I mean, we've had Yao Ming, we've had Jeremy Lin. Well, Jeremy Lin is Asian American.
Not Jeremy Lin.
But he's huge in Asia.
Oh, he was the plug. Yeah, he was the plug. Make no mistake, he was the plug.
Who's the next person? I mean, right now, you look at who's coming out of college this year. There's some good players. Are there any great players?
Well, believe it or not, the quiet flop in that question that you just asked, the very quiet flop that Adidas put all their money in was Ricky Rubio.
Right. And where's Ricky Rubio now?
Barely playing.
Ridiculous. Dr. Ridiculous in the building. What's up, sir?
That's good.
What's up, show off?
What's your take? What's your take on this one? NBA uniform. Adidas says no mas. We're not gonna bid. We're not gonna fight. Nah, baby, not gonna be able to do.
Not gonna be able to do it. My thought is that similar to what I think Paper just said, the deal doesn't involve your logo being necessarily on the jersey. So that's more of a corporate side thing. In the business world, we would call this B2B. And that you're not getting a lot of consumer traction other than official jersey sales, which,
are down.
Exactly, because, culture and hip-hop and fashion and style have deaded the youth look if you're over 30 lately. And so unless you're talking official licensed jersey sales, it's not really a needle mover for any brand that would get it. We're not really talking on the same vein of an Under Armour getting a Notre Dame from Adidas. That's a totally different look. In professional sports, licensed apparel isn't as high as in college sports.
Facts.
So really, this isn't a needle mover. So Adidas going, you know what? To not have to deal with all of the red tapes and not have to deal with all of this stuff that comes with no real kickback.
Return.
Exactly. So their ROI on this deal was down. So
way
they're
down.
Like, if ROI is way down, we can be doing other things,
Yeah. I think Paul Fireman was a great salesman when he sold Reebok to Adidas, and he basically sweetened the deal by saying you also get the NBA.
Right.
And that's what Adidas looked at that and they just started salivating, and they were
right.
like, oh yeah. But
yeah, even when you're talking NFL versus NBA, it's a different game. Because Reebok at one point had the NFL, and that wasn't working either. But NFL support is a lot more like your collegiate teams. The fans are a little bit more rabid. You're talking larger arenas. You're talking larger teams. So there's a little more ROI in supporting or sponsoring that, but it's still not like the collegiate games. So I think it's smart that Adidas is hopping out of this, especially if they're changing their focus.
Totally.
And they've been gaining traction, pun intended, with running and the boost systems. Even their spring blades were alien-like in look, so they needed something like that. They're more feet on the ground now.
So who do you think is going to make this run? Who's going to make a run at getting the NBA sponsorship deal?
You know, it's interesting. I'm not sure who's going to step up and try at it, but I think the tables have shifted when you're talking a business sense. Again, B2B. I think instead of someone stepping up and chasing the NBA, going ooh, we got next, it's more like the NBA taking their getting their hat in hand, going after the brands, and now saying, please, we need somebody to step up and sponsor.
So what I hear you, I'm going to read between the lines here. I hear you saying that Apple is going to throw their hat in the ring and make a bid for the NBA.
Somebody might laugh, but you and I know that ain't far from that. when you got an internet mogul like your boy down in Dallas, that's exactly what he did.
Okay.
He just did it 20 years before
anyone else figured it out.
So I would, you might just see Apple sponsoring like that. They went and bought Beats. They're not against diversifying. They've already shown that.
Man,
it's the only place, and it's funny you mentioned Reebok, ridiculous, because that's the one place where the licensing deal has totally worked. But Reebok still has it.
Yeah.
Because, for those of you who know what I'm exposed to daily from 9 to 5, you get to see on certain nights when hockey teams play exactly where that ROI came from. Because no matter what city you live in, on a hockey night, all you see going to the games are hockey jerseys.
And hockey is one of those. It's an interesting culture conversation.
And hockey
is one of those sports where if you don't have your jersey, it's the other way around.
Yeah, they think you're not a fan.
Exactly. Yeah,
You're not real if you're not going to the game without a hockey jersey.
You could be 40 with kids, and it's like everybody get your sweaters on, because that's what they call them in hockey. They're sweaters. Yeah. So put your sweaters on. There's no shame in that. So again, there's a culture play. There's like a subtext here about culture, and so hip hop culture says, "Grow up, be stylish, no more jerseys." Hockey's like, to the game in the jerseys.
Where are you going without your jersey?
Exactly.
So that's the one place where it paid off for Reebok, which has been a consistent great play for Reebok since they signed that deal. It didn't translate into people buying Reebok sneakers, but one thing is certain: when it's hockey night at MSG, at Nassau Coliseum, at wherever any hockey team plays at across this country, when it's hockey night.
Absolutely.
No question.
Absolutely.
So that's the effect I believe the NBA was kind of going for, which it just doesn't work because there's too much else at play at a basketball game. There's corporate sponsors, there's people schmoozing and making deals, and it's the suits there, and it's the young kids, and it's the Boys and Girls Club, it's the nonprofits, it's the celebrities, it's so much going on at an NBA game that it's just so.
And I think that's where the NBA has dropped the ball in years past. And you can go back as far as, say, Iverson, when Iverson would go to press conferences, cornrows, chains, straight hip-hop, street to the heart.
Yeah.
And the NBA used to try and find these athletes for not being in their suits and this and kind of, because they were seeing themselves at the press conference and not the culture. Meanwhile, hockey's like, knock each other's teeth out, wear your sweaters, get drunk at the games. This is our culture. What you see on that podium is the product and the fans, not the suits and the higher ups. So that was the NBA's first mistake, I believe, is you got this culture literally feeding into your ranks, but you don't want to acknowledge that you have this culture feeding into your ranks.
You guys are professionals, dress like it.
Exactly. They killed their own jersey sales. by not allowing the athletes. Man, if Iverson could have worn his own jersey to a press conference with a chain and a backward cap, you know he would have. And sales would have gone through the roof.
All day.
But they did that quickly. And that's their own fault for trying to be this corporate entity and ignore the culture that's feeding them. Meanwhile, hockey says more. As a matter of fact, turn it up. As a matter of fact, ramp up the product. We are the culture that we're feeding. That's where hockey does it right.
Yeah, it's true. So it's going to be interesting to see whoever jumps in and grabs this sponsorship for how long, how much, and what they're expecting as an ROI. Because just based on, first of all, right now, other than LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook's on the rise with his jersey sales, and maybe 3 or 4 other NBA players are doing great stuff, no one wants to wear anybody else's jersey.
No. And another one globally that gives you a good example is soccer, football around the world.
Yep.
Jersey sales, great.
Yep.
The gear, great. You know, the names on the jerseys, there are far more soccer stars than there are in any other sport because the sport is massive and you know their names. They're putting names on these things. And you know, I just think that, again, they're embracing the culture that's feeding and embracing them.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't tried to corporatize soccer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the NBA was on their grow-up status for a while.
Yeah. And now this worldwide colonization plan. So I'm sure whoever's going to consider taking the sponsorship deal over after Adidas in 2017 is thinking about all this. And quite honestly, the stuff that we're talking about right now, they should be using some of this stuff to help drive the price down.
Honestly, you might see a Champion or a Russell get back in the game like way back, and I think that'd be great to take it out of an actual shoe brand's hands and put it in an equipment brand's hand.
Yep.
Cut the check if y'all use that one.
Good word, man. Send a lifetime supply.
You know, I need them gray cage shorts like back in the day from college.
Yo, Cleveland's got Solas in the house. What you thinking over there? Got his glasses on.
Nothing. Just had some free time and thought I'd hop on and see what was going on.
Absolutely. So what's the game plan with the next event? What's the word? What's the word?
Pressure.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I don't know. We're talking about it.
All right.
It'll be next year.
All right.
We're leaving you with that one.
There we go. So, Paper, I see you got these stocks up, and we see some green. I see some green. Green is good. It's like St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's looking real green in honor of yesterday's St. Patrick's Day. Not a bad day at all, for the most part. So we have Nike finishing at $97.51, up 97 cents per share. Skechers, yes, them, finished at $70.52 per share, up $2.50 per share on the day, the biggest gainer. VF Corporation, Vanity Fair Corporation, parent of Vans, North Face, Timberland, and God knows how many other brands, finished at $73.90, up 81 cents per share today. Under Armour, we just spoke enough about them on the day, finished at $80.03 per share, up 122. Nice. Deckers Outdoor Corporation, yes, you are still seeing Uggs in the street. They finished at $71.69 per share, up 134. Foot Locker finished at $61.17 per share, down 6 cents per on day. Adidas AG, another one we just spent a lot of time mentioning, on the OTC market, finished at $38.40 per share, up 31 cents per today. Puma AG finished on the ETR market at 172.50 in euros, down 255. eBay finished on the NASDAQ at $58.42 per share, down 107 today. And rounding out our list is Finish Line, also on the NASDAQ, finished at $23.65 per share, up 19 cents on the day. So every Wednesday at showtime, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can hear us read the results for these 10 stocks that we watch. And beware, we might be actually adding a couple to this list. So stay tuned for that. But until then, again, every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we read the results of the day's trading for these 10 stocks live on the air. If you want to get involved, you want to find out how to invest, make sure you hit us up at info@osdlive.com, and we will be happy, more than happy, like ecstatic even, to show you exactly how to get in on the other side of the game. So, not a bad day, gentlemen, right?
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Yeah.
We've seen some pretty bloody ones over the last couple of months, and today, you know,
I'm still amazed at what Skechers has been doing, man. I mean, and we were talking about this off air, you know, with our emails going back and forth, you know, leading up to the show. Other brands are copycatting, but Skechers is the champion copycat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we know that. I mean, look at their stock. I mean, they're trading. I mean, I'd have to look at what their 52-week high has been, or not even 52-week because it's so early in the year. But just overall, they're still killing it. Like, if you invested, I think at the end of back to school time, their stock was probably in the $55 range.
Yeah.
And we're not talking there $70.52.
Yep. Well, we talked about it before.
Man,
it's coming up on marathon time. That's one thing.
Yep. Keflezighi posters and commercials again.
Yep. And the newest shoe, I've had a couple glimpses at it from a catalog perspective, not in hand. They took their own advice. They made a decent shoe last year with good returns on a marathon champion. This year they went back to the drawing board. I think the shoe is probably going to be even more legit than the last one. So they're building. I think that's one thing. I'm not sure what else is moving the needle. It could be their price point. It could be, Skechers used to be the kind of soccer mom what Under Armour is now. Not as polished, but their price point and their lookalikes would get people to buy.
Anyone else? Feel free. Don't be shy.
I know that Under Armour's making moves, bruh. Moves.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are.
Well, let's keep this in mind. Let's throw this out there for everybody.
Which one is that, Steve?
That is the Charge.
Okay.
That is the I went ahead and the Gemini, the Speedform Gemini with the Charge foam. Yeah, I figure shouts out to Shields All Sports here in town, down through the Midwest.
Yo, that's a dope color.
It's amazing, man. And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but I wanted to, if I'm going to do a shoe review, I want to go at it from the price point standpoint also, to be able to tell a consumer it costs this much, and if you're going to spend that bill on that shoe, this is what it feels like. So I wanted to go ahead and get a review on the books and do something like that without having it sent to me at first. Because I wanted to feel the sting. I wanted to be like, if I'm walking back in there with this shoe and the receipt, I want to be able to say this didn't work, so take it back.
So it's interesting. One of the articles that's on the side of our graph, and at the top right above our numbers that we read, is article number C. Is Under Armour Inc.'s valuation over the top? Article by Motley Fool from yesterday. So that's an interesting question.
I think it's good
to have asked. But what I wanted to say is let's dangle this and throw it out there for the disorderlies around the world who watch the show. Let's remember they didn't get Kevin Durant. And what was the number they were willing to give him?
It was major.
What was that? Yeah, what was that? It was
$50 million, wasn't it?
It was $300 million.
$300 million. Excuse me.
Yes. Wow.
Yep.
So with that being said, and they didn't get him. I'm just saying.
Hey, we talked about that. That's seriously to me, I think that was a whoo moment for them, because now we have $300 million to do something with.
Well, it's interesting. After, and Dee posted this article on OSD Live and a couple other social media outlets afterwards in regards to getting Kevin Plank's reaction to that. He's so not worried.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you because again, and I've said it before, in a marketing sense, I think it was brilliant because that's taking the first swing at the bully, and even if you get your ass kicked on the playground, everybody's gonna remember that you tried your best to knock the bully out with one swing. Props to you.
Yep.
You know, you gonna get pats on the back.
Ironically enough, the year he rees up, he's not playing.
Yep. And ironically enough, the other star that they had to settle for is lighting it up.
Yep. Just about the best.
And healthy. And healthy.
Yep. So I'm just throwing that out there for people who are not sure where Under Armour is coming from with being mentioned in all of these conversations and talks.
Bruh. And for people who are talking about it from a surface level view, shame on you. Because I can tell you from even from a minor sport, quote unquote, in this country, it's global, but in this country it's a minor sport. In track and field, Under Armour did a broad sweep of teams. You should have seen them at the national competition, the national track meet down in Fayetteville just this past weekend. Texas Tech, all types of schools on podium, beautiful uniform. They went. Texas Tech went 1 and 2 in the men's high jump, and walking around. Under Armour logos everywhere. Wow. This is a high performance meet with high performance athletes. You say what you want, and you don't have to like the shoes or their second brand, third brand, fourth brand, but
they were representing.
They represented, and these kids train in these shoes every day, so they can say, quid pro quo, bing bang boom, we're making champions.
You make the connection, absolutely.
Yeah, you make the connection. You connect those dots to a healthy athlete who wins a national title. His teammate is runner-up. And then afterward, they slip on their Under Armour gear and go sit in the stands, get on the podium, taking pictures.
Yeah.
Well, here's another one we can throw at them, because we're just throwing barbs out there for the sneaker-loving public and for the disorderlies to pay attention to tonight. March Madness has begun.
Yeah, true.
How many schools does Under Armour have on the bracket, and which ones are they?
Ooh. Notre Dame just won their first conference championship in basketball.
Wow.
So,
and guess what they rock?
So, all I'm saying is, for us in particular, brackets have a little more meaning this year in terms of what we're paying attention to. Under Armour landed some really big schools this year.
Yes, and what shoe are they wearing?
What shoe are they wearing?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Did you watch the ND game? I noticed the shoe before I noticed the uniforms. They're wearing Currys.
I was gonna say, I thought that's what they were wearing.
Oh, they got Currys.
I thought you said they weren't.
No, they got Currys in the tournament. Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be a bigger turnaround than anything else. That's gonna.
And good for them.
Yeah, I think it's dope. I think it's fantastic, man.
Shit, Curry.
And they're all wearing the same thing. Like, you don't have, you look at the Kentuckys and some of the other ones, they got a couple different Jordans on, they got LeBrons on, whatever. Yep. No, all the UA teams are wearing color-ups of the Curry. That is dope. That's how it should be.
I agree. I agree.
But they're putting their money to work.
I'll throw my 2 cents in just because y'all know that I like the business side of these things. And all I can say is when you're looking at UA and where they're going, look at the numbers. Don't forget this is a business based on numbers. Stockholders and people that you have to report to on revenue. Look at the numbers and play the growth game in number-wise over the next 10 years and find out who you're riding with. That's all I got to say.
Yep.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
without getting in trouble.
It's true. I mean, Adidas is still at this point still slipping in their position.
Adidas is going through quite the change up.
Yep.
But it's a respectable one, and you have to tip their hat to them because they noticed some things they did well and some things they did not do well, and they were like, okay, before the ship goes too far left, let's fix what's going on. And that's coming from the top down.
Yep.
Their CEO in Germany is changing.
Yep.
The direction here in the U.S. is completely changed. And I'm not talking, this isn't like lip service. It is changed completely. You want to talk about cleaning house and saying, no. There's a lot more no going on than okay, maybe. And when you got a company like Adidas saying nope, that's a good thing. That's getting your ducks in a row. You know, and that's coming from a CEO that I was able to sit with, a finance director, CFO. He was like, hey, when you got to tighten ship, you tighten ship and cut off the fat. Adidas is putting in work to really try to go after what they feel like they know how to do. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. Chestnut checkers.
Yes, sir.
So
Cons can win the game too.
Kadoma, what's up, man? You looking like you just killed somebody over there.
Man. He had to break in.
You been exercising again, Kadoma? I told you stop all that running.
He had to break into the chat.
I know, right? He had to run through the wall that was Google Plus.
Man, I'm getting it in right now. I just got back from South by Southwest, had my fill of that, and
how was it?
It was all right, man. It was a good trip. Good to get out there and network, but it's a clusterfuck, for a lack of a better word. Man, if anybody wants to go out there or ever tries to go out there, you can RSVP for stuff or you can buy a badge, but most of the people, they're just wandering around aimlessly, and it's hot in Texas.
Yeah, it is.
So if you like rubbing up against a bunch of dirty hipsters ass to elbow, for 18 hours a day, South by Southwest is your thing.
He said hipsters too.
He said ass to elbow with hipsters.
You wasn't feeling it, Kadoma?
Well, no, I just kind of had my fill of that. So, every year I may go.
His hair is messy. He choked somebody out.
Yeah, I can't tough it out, man. I'm getting too old for that.
No partying on 6th Street for you then.
No, I went down 6th Street and I saw the guys at Status Collective. I didn't make it to Nice Kicks. I didn't have time for that. But I'm not staying out there for days on end. I'll tell you that.
Is that necessary?
Yes, I mean it started on Monday.
Yeah.
Sunday, and it goes all the way through the week.
Yeah,
do you need to stay the whole time, or
I mean, there's plenty of stuff for you to do. It's just like stuff popping up everywhere. Like Smokers Club is over here, and Mass Appeal's over here, and John Wexler's speaking over here, and they got the Sneakerheads movie premiere. It's a lot going on, and no matter how hard you plan, it may not work out to
a lot going on over there. So
what you want to do. But I'm sorry to break the stride here.
No, it was totally great. It was totally great because you gave us a great segue into the fact that we made South by without even having to go. Didn't we, D-Wells?
We did. We did. It's amazing, again, technology, how you can reach out and touch everyone and talk to them and be able to, interact. So this app, that people have been probably getting sick and tired of seeing me on, but it's kind of funny because just before the show, Questlove from The Roots decided to download the app and show his, dressing room, so to speak, and had Steve Mandel. And if people don't know who Steve Mandel is, he's actually the producer and engineer, and he's mixed all sorts of albums for The Roots and all sorts of people. And it's amazing how the founder of Meerkat. So it's basically an app that allows you to live stream video from your phone
to Twitter
instantly with the push of a button. And the app for those of you, it's hard to see, but I'll pull it up here and really quickly, you can actually broadcast, and right now you can see a lot of people are actually broadcasting while the show's going on. Mm-hmm. And I started using it, and shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk. And if people don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, he's written a couple books, right hook, jab, jab, and he's one of those dudes that if you just listen to his video, he's gonna motivate the shit out of you. Because he has this one thing. He put out this video on a Monday that basically said, if you don't wake up on a Monday and be ready to go to work and do what you need to do. Just think about this: somebody went to bed last night and is not waking up today. They died. And I always take that message because I actually heard the same thing and continue to hear the same thing from my 94, soon to be 95-year-old grandmother. She always said, "Boy, you can sleep when you're dead." And you know, while I'm here, I'm gonna make it a good one. So, the app is amazing. You could interact. You could basically live stream. So I decided that I was gonna download and try it. I started using it on March 3rd. March 3rd is the first day I downloaded and used it. The day, 2 days ago, basically, Ben Rubin was on CNN being interviewed, and I decided to tweet at him and say, "What sneakers are you wearing?" And that didn't get read, but they actually did show. And then I wrote, "You have obsessive sneaker disorder." And the reporter from CNN Money who was interviewing him said on the show, someone wrote, "You have obsessive sneaker disorder." I didn't think anything of it. I was like, cool, we got a shout out to hundreds of thousands of people, and maybe it might make the actual segment on CNN Money when it does air. Lo and behold, it did, and ever since then, it's just been amazing to see the growth. So even people who don't have an iPhone, there is an unofficial version of the app in Google Play for Android.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is. So. You have to, and I'm gonna find it right now, and I'll put it out there. But so there is, the official app is for iPhone, iOS system, but there's an unofficial one. And Meerkat folks, I've been actually, going back and forth with Ben, the founder, trying to get him on the talk show. So he said he will come on the show. He's been obviously getting slammed with a ton of interview requests. He's hot. I mean. He, like you, Kadoma, he left South by Southwest and he was like, "I'm done. I'm going back to San Francisco."
Psych.
He was out yesterday. He flew back to San Francisco yesterday. So Meerkat, check it out. All I could say is it's a game changer. One of those, we always try to figure out, like, what's the next thing? Okay, so Snapchat was huge and it's big, and we're still trying to figure out how to use it. Meerkat is definitely huge because even though Twitter, went out and bought Periscope, they haven't rolled it out yet.
Well, here's the one thing that I want them to change. Hopefully, Meerkat, that is.
Yeah.
After you finish the broadcast, the video disappears.
Yes. Unless you download it and save it to your phone.
So that's.
See, I kind of like that. That gives that sort of Snapchat aspect of you got to be super genius to pick up on what I just broadcast. So it does give a little bit of security in this internet age of everything has been saved.
Yep.
This makes it. I think you're right, Paper, that having that feature would be great.
Speaking of Questlove, I think here he is. He's going live right now.
Having that feature would be a totally different app. Like, this is more like FaceTime to me. Like, okay, I'm talking to my folks. I took a phone call. I can see you face to face. I can see what you're up to. Okay, peace. I don't want to save that. That's data.
So the beautiful thing about this is, and because we know people digest or look at information differently, it creates that sense of urgency and that whole heightened sense of FOMO, fear of missing out. So
FOMO, I like that.
Think about it. You can only catch this video when I'm live, and I may talk about. I may have a guest on. I may offer a coupon code. I may let you know that some sneakers are being hidden somewhere, and the only way you will know where those sneakers are hidden is if you tune into my show live stream, so to speak.
You guarantee your audience. You guarantee your audience.
I was thinking about doing that.
And then, if I want to, as the person live streaming, I can decide to save it to my device or not. Now is your login? Wait, the person on the live streaming side can save? I can save it because I'm broadcasting from my account to Twitter. I can save it on my device.
Okay.
But you can't. If you're watching, you can't save it.
You can schedule. You can schedule broadcasts too.
And you can schedule as well. So, like on Saturday, Thank you, Kadoma. Wow, that's like the dime.
Segways. Segways.
Go ahead.
I actually scheduled to broadcast live from the Frank the Butcher's business as usual, eat what you kill Puma pop-up shop. I said at 2:00, but because of weather I was delayed, but I was able to put out on Twitter that it's now, instead of 2, it's not going to be 2:30. At 2:30 when I went live, I had 6 people already watching, and as I broadcast, more and more people joined because they saw my scheduled posts, and then I posted that on Twitter, I posted that on G+, I posted that on Facebook, I put that all over.
Can they RSVP or something to a scheduled feed?
Yes, they can, and they'll get notified.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, Meerkat is a game changer. Yo. It's a real game changer.
We got a huge shout out on like literally people who are watching CNN literally today's Wednesday, so on Monday it aired and people like, did your company just, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it wasn't until Leo sent the video.
Yep, Leo sent it, and then
it was like, oh shit, this is like, it happened, it did.
It took me a while to watch it, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It happened so casually, you know what I mean? Like, she was like, oh, and I was like,
yeah,
that's us.
Yeah. So
look, Steve, I see you already. I get notifications on my phone right now.
Yo, stop meerkatting me.
He's meerkatting us right now when we're on the show. That's the funniest thing. How crazy is that? So, Kadoma, talk about what you did with Meerkat.
I tried it at a few. I tried it at a concert. I think it came across pretty good.
Yep.
He said the band sounded good, so that
sounded really good. I felt like I was right there with them at Warehouse Live with you.
Yep, and then we did a behind-the-scenes interview with the directors of the Sneakerheads movie doc at South by Southwest. Mm-hmm. I don't know how audible that was. I think D, you caught that one too, right?
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I haven't messed with the scheduling streams yet. I'd like to do that. Live streaming is something that I've wanted to do from the Sneaker Summit for a long time, but it's always just been such a pain in the neck, and you got to get a hardwire internet line, which is real expensive in the venues we're at. And now I can just pull out my phone and do it. So
how long does a live stream run for?
I mean, it runs until your phone runs out of battery or you push stop.
No limit.
What happens if you get a notification, like a call, a text message?
It does stop. It does interrupt your stream.
And does it only use your back camera?
No, you can use both.
Switch it around. You can switch it around.
Okay.
So there's a guy right now who's been.
So how do I know, Steve? How do I know you're meerkatting us now? What would come up?
It pops up as a Twitter link in my feed.
Yeah, in his.
In your Twitter feed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and it uses hashtag meerkat.
Yep.
One other thing I will say is that the chat is kind of hard the chat is kind of difficult to use at times for the streamer. I don't know if you got that experience.
It uses aspect. That's beautiful.
Yes, it does. But it's made for vertical.
Right.
It is made for vertical.
That's crazy.
Now, one of the things I want to put out there, I didn't get a chance to tell you this, D. Wells, but there's an audio version of this already created, and a certain company we know already has it. They just haven't dropped it yet.
Ah.
Wow.
So,
this is gonna change everything for concert going. Man,
that's why it's gonna explode this weekend at South.
I seriously just had a friend of mine, well, not just, but a few years back when Bjork was playing the Bowery Ballroom in New York. She actually called me on her phone, set the phone down, and let me listen to the concert with her. It was the most mind-blowing experience ever. If she had this, that would be bananas, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna change the game.
But can I ask, how would this change the game? What's the difference to me just doing a Google Hangout on my phone at a concert?
It's not. I just downloaded this while D was talking. Got live, logged in with my Twitter. The Hangout ain't near that clean for getting that.
It's ease of use. So ease of use and the fact that it automatically broadcasts to all of your Twitter followers, to me, is really the game changer.
They don't have to click something to see
No.
It's automatically on your feed.
And the chat also broadcasts to Twitter as well.
Yes. So any text that goes back and forth that someone posts to your live stream shows up on your feed on Twitter.
Yep.
Which in turn attracts more viewers.
Right.
As you chat.
Ease of use is so bananas because I did not have this on my phone 5 minutes ago.
Right. It took
so
a
my
little
thing,
time.
You said it goes into your feed, so they actually have to be under your Twitter. They can't just be in Twitter. They have to click your name in Twitter and go under your tweets to see the video, right?
It goes to your followers, but if someone actually searches you, and happens to stumble upon it while you're broadcasting live, they'll see it.
Okay, got you. All right.
Like, I'm watching my phone here. I see Ridiculous is on. I just see Jesse, you just joined.
Oh, this is weird. So who am I watching? I'm watching Steve's computer.
Am I hearing myself?
Is that your screen behind your computer, Steve?
Yeah. Watching my feed.
It's so funny to hear his voice. So go ahead and mute that. Mute your audio.
Mute your audio, because now we're gonna go into a loop.
Oh, there's a little bit of a delay.
You're watching my feed.
All right. So
that's crazy.
So we got that big shout out. Yeah, that was definitely
better better than FaceTime a little bit.
So this is
mute your audio, because now we're gonna go into a loop.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't tell who that's coming from.
I just muted my audio.
That's
crazy. Steve, we can hear you. I can
hear Steve really good. Like, you can walk me around your house.
Yeah, FaceTime is personal.
This is through Twitter. That's weird.
FaceTime is personal for you.
It's basically public FaceTime. FaceTime is.
Mute Jesse there. He's in.
Yeah, we got you.
But yeah, so it is in effect kind of like public FaceTime, broadcasted FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
And I can turn that around.
Yeah.
Say what's up to the people while I'm talking to you on the show.
So one of the things that I've seen already is some people are using real estate agents are using it to do open houses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do it for church services.
This is crazy. You could literally.
I've seen obviously like Kadoma used it for a concert. I mean, the reality is, yes, you're gonna have some ratchet shit. Let's be honest.
Of course.
Totally.
Right? Tune in at 2 a.m. to see me at the strip club.
Yeah. Here's the fight.
King of Diamonds.
Right.
The fight after school.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it disappears. You said it deletes itself.
It disappears. Exactly.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, you're gonna have some nonsense.
There's obviously a lot of good stuff it could be used for. It opens. Talk about communication. Two-way communication.
Well, and that's with everything. Depending on the producer of the content,
exactly,
is what you're
going
to get. Like
producer. I like that word.
If I want to take someone on a day in the life with me, like I want to use this for students. A lot of people ask me, "Hey, can we shadow you?" Well, no, not really. I'm a one-man shop, so I can't really take the time to have you shadow me. But hey, tell you what. Get your whole class to download Meerkat, and let's go through a project really quickly. Hey, let me broadcast to everyone. Okay, this is what Ridiculous does when he's sketching out a new logo idea and working on a brand. Take him on a ride along with me. Like, I'm instantly already thinking about doing that in the next couple of days.
Social studies on Meerkat, bitch.
Exactly.
You know what else is a paid subscription service.
Wow. You might need to don't tell them that one. Yeah. Cut the check on that one because you figure this is YouTube also. This is YouTube in the palm of your hand. Instead of uploading video, if you're really good at what you do, go live.
So what I figured out to do is to to broadcast, save it, and then upload the video to YouTube. So I do have an archive of certain ones that I want.
Brilliant, man.
So then you truly do have an archive of what was broadcast. And I do it all from my phone. You can do it all from you can do it from your smartphone.
That's cute.
So, Tarik, you know, T-Squad was in the barbershop. He was in the barbershop getting his hair cut.
Yo, Video Freak.
Yo, Video Freak. How you doing, man? Talk about the meerkat, man.
What do you want to know? I barely used it.
Oh, well, we were hoping you'd have more to tell us than that.
You used it on 2 occasions. When you did the stash one was dope. I thought that was interesting because before the video came out, you gave behind the scenes filming of
the round table.
The round table, exactly.
I think that's the only way I'm really gonna use it is for like stuff like that. The biggest like draw that I saw for when it first, all the hoopla happened was to just do a behind the scenes, like, I think people probably will end up doing shows.
Word.
Like, cause you could just do pop-up little shows, like.
All right, I'm gonna shut you down because we're giving away too many ideas now.
I know, right?
So
I won't, cause you know what? Cause you say that like I say it, but it's like that was in my head too. But it's like you need some things you gotta do to like really make it pop, and like I feel like
that's where talking to Ben the founder. I be honest, like we have his ear right now. He's
content production is going to be so key because it's to make this effective on that level. You really do have to have a plan before you turn live, before you thing on. You have to have at least a loose plan of what you want to do. Is it a ride along? Is it a show? I've got 2 people watching now with Jesse and someone else. Peace. What's up, everybody? I'm broadcasting now using our platform through another platform.
Exactly. So I'll give you one example, and then we're going to move on to our another topic. So Jimmy Fallon, everyone who knows Jimmy Fallon has his show. Jimmy Fallon joined and started using it as he was preparing for his show and showing behind the scenes and testing jokes on random people that he brought in off of the street.
That's what's up.
So again, giving an exclusive look to only his people that follow him on Meerkat. So
I'm gonna seriously get y'all a ride along the coffee shop. What's up there, everybody?
Word.
So what's that talk? Does anybody follow what they're talking about with Twitter? Broke Meerkat? Or broke its
Yeah, they broke it because they stopped allowing it to
notify you.
Notify and broadcast. Yeah, because it's basically piggybacking on the Twitter platform.
Right. So that's gonna affect this because once Meerkat separates itself, your Twitter followers aren't automatically your Meerkat followers.
Correct.
They worked out a deal with Twitter, so they don't have to worry about that, but I'm pretty sure that if there's an algorithm to make it work with Twitter, there's easily going to be a way to tweak it to work with other streaming timeline-based social media.
Yeah, that algorithm is going to be called getting bought.
Yeah, because they use what Twitter has called social graph. The only other person I know that has something like that is Facebook.
Yo, Apple already proved better to buy it than to build it.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna pony up.
Yeah, Google, Facebook, somebody's just gonna take this.
That's gonna be a real rich meerkat.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's move on because
we got some testing to do. We got some results of testing to do. Jesse's over there in his own world right now with meerkat.
Exactly.
We need him and
create a bubble, man, and like I'm just thinking of all kinds of things I can do with this thing now.
Well, just don't do anything right now because there's no CTC going on.
Exactly.
But we need to talk to you and our brother from the ONE about the experience with photographing, wearing, testing, experiencing the Newton Running Fate sneaker.
I think, yeah, everybody got a different pair.
Yep.
I didn't realize we all got different pairs. I knew that. I knew what Ridiculous got. I didn't know what the two of you got.
Kismet, baby. Kismet. I love the meaning of the name on that one.
And I got the Aha.
You got the Aha. Okay. And Paper, you got the what?
I got Fate.
You got the Fate.
So I'm a pop 3. I believe Ridiculous is a pop 1.
Yeah, I'm a pop 2. Pop 2.
Okay.
I'm a pop 2 also.
Pop. I think they did good by sending. I'm not sure if anybody got a pop 1. Pop 1 is intense because what we're talking about is these lugs on the bottom. Those lugs actually force you back onto your arch. If you see right here, the lugs on the pop 2 kind of roll forward on the front.
Yeah.
The lugs on the pop 3 roll forward front and back. On the pop 1, it's square the whole way. So that's intense.
Yeah, totally.
There's no. If you notice, if you look at Ridiculous Shoe and my shoe from the side, there's a plastic plate that he has for the pop. There's no plastic plate in mine. Right. So mine's just comfort and different rubber compounds that make that creation. So mine's a lot more comfortable and wearable for the average person, as opposed to the spring you get from a pair Ridiculous has.
Absolutely. These are really intense.
Yeah.
Lug that you see, or that plastic piece underneath the lugs, is actually just a hollow air bladder that cushions the blow a bit and gives you a little bit of push of toe off.
Yeah.
But these lugs right here are, I liken it to wearing a pair of sprint spikes, where it highlights the area that you are supposed to use when pushing off for propulsion.
That shoe, I believe, probably would be hard to wear around on a regular basis.
This one is,
it wasn't for me.
You have the pop too?
Yeah, I got the pop, and it wasn't hard for me to wear. If you remember, our conversation we were having, I believe it was via text. Because I wanted to give you guys that feedback, like literally when I finished with them.
Right.
And for me, again, 5'7.5", 150 pounds, it was a gentle push forward. It wasn't a shove in the back kind of push, but you felt what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I wasn't uncomfortable wearing those casually. Like I walked around for about 6 hours.
Yeah, but you're doing a New York walk. So New York walk is not the same as, you moving. As long as you're moving, it's going to work well.
Well, it's true. It's true because, New York walk, and you've walked with me, Jesse, so you know.
Yeah, exactly. New York walk.
New York walk, it definitely put them in practice.
Yeah.
But I was surprised at the ability, because we've all struggled in the past with wondering if those shoes were ever really going to be, if you can ever cross the line to casual with those.
Right. And from the look of this one was turning heads.
Yeah, same thing for me. It was like,
that's a 3M houndstooth that they put in there too. Sexy.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of people looking at mine. I mean, I want mine to work out.
But you know what I do? So. What I will be honest about though is that they put their eggs in that pop system basket. These are the 3 shoes that I wore this week. So started out with that one in training late last week. Obviously, everyone knows that this is my go-to. Adidas Ultra.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can just put it down now, yeah.
Yeah. and then I put in some work in these the Speedform Gemini. So all of them had different areas, and with these 2, it's cushioning and energy return. This one, it made no promises, even on the website. It made no promises about the actual foam cushioning. They stuck to their guns in highlighting the pop system. That was refreshing to me because they didn't make any overt promises outside of their technology.
Yeah.
It's Dee asked me to take a lifestyle look to it, so I wore it. I put in my own laces to give it some color pop. So it didn't look like a technical suit so much. I wore it with some jeans. I was on the river just kind of kicking it, and it's comfortable. I mean, it's got a one-piece upper, so it's seamless, engineered mesh, which is hot right now on every shoe that's out there when it comes to the springtime. It's 360 reflectivity, so when it gets dark, you're gonna get a pop here and there from the light. So it's got all the right stuff, and it's not overdone. It doesn't look like your grandfather's shoe, and it don't feel like your grandfather's shoe. No. You know what I mean?
Which you normally get with a specialty system like this.
Right, you're right. You get that. You get a granddad look, and you get like, oh, that's technical. I don't really run too much. It don't matter.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those barefoot runners, and they look horrible. Like, I don't care. At some point, I don't care if they're better for my feet. They look horrible. But these, like, I saw Jesse's. I'm like, that's a good look.
Where is this brand from?
Newton's out of Colorado.
Newton's from Colorado. This is Craig Heisner. Remember we had Craig on Kadoma?
Yes, it rings a bell.
Yeah.
Good, man. Newton is solid.
Yeah,
I've tried those before.
I was pleasantly surprised with the ability to easily acclimate that shoe into a casual wear.
I'm surprised, and I was happy about it because I was in store when they originally came out up in Massachusetts. Yeah. And they came out, and it was only like 1 or 2 pairs, and I remember our buyer took a chance on them. Piece of Sean Scales took a chance on them, and he was like, "Yo, I need you to help me, move these and try to get people in them and make sure people understood what they're about." Being an athlete, it was easy to talk about them on the floor, to see where they are now and to see how they're sticking to the pop system, but yet continuing to evolve with some engineered mesh and other things. Those are solid things that a company is built on. They're trying to stay in their lane, and they're not trying to overcomplicate it with a little bit too much thermoplastic parts and stuff that just breaks. So it's a good look. It's a good job by Newton for sure. Yeah, and they just opened their own store in Colorado, so.
They're in the right place for that too.
This was my pair.
You had the fake.
The Pop 2. Okay.
Yeah, that's the fake Pop 2.
Yeah. So
similar to the Kismet.
Yeah, you guys have very similar shoes.
Yeah.
One's neutral. One's got a little more support to it, I think.
Yeah, I think the Kismet has a little more support by placing. They placed a hard rubber piece underneath the arch, and you can see there how.
Right.
So for them, again, it's attenuation and using your own body's mechanics as propulsion. Again, I like that. I need a little more bounce, but what I do like about this is that they stayed in their lane, and the mechanics of it are proper. I teach my kids to run from their arches when I'm coaching, and that's what this shoe does.
Arches.
Yeah, it pushes you back into your power position so that you can push off. So if you're a tiptoe runner, this is going to cause you a little bit of discomfort at first while you get used to it. And they even say that on their site, that these are almost like running in a Nike Free or something back in the day when they were like, give it time, wear it for an hour, wear it for 2 hours, wear it for a workout, and then you're into it.
Yeah. You'll notice something different right away. It's going to feel different, especially in your Achilles and the back of your calf muscles, for sure, because you're getting different muscle flexation when you're in the shoe, period.
Yep.
But with the shoe that I had, because it was just a soft EVA midsole, that's an easy transition, and you're good with it. I'm honored to have them, so thank you. They're dope.
Yeah, absolutely. I was pleasantly surprised.
Shout out to Craig. Thank you. D, thanks for hooking that up.
Absolutely.
Is our brother in need of heat with us?
He's still muted.
Yeah, he'll be on in a minute. But yeah, thank you to Craig. D, good looking. And yeah, it actually did, as Ridiculous said, turn a couple of heads over the weekend, because people were trying to figure out what the hell was that on the side of the shoes.
Seriously, what logo is that? Is that houndstooth? Is
He's
that just
rocking,
a pattern?
And you know the thing, Ridiculous, I know you feel me on this too. Jesse, you too. You're wearing something like this with so much confidence that people are like, yo, that's got to be some shit. I just don't know what it is.
Well,
you come strolling in. Is that European?
you can't, our clout that way cannot be denied. Every single one of us on this panel, when we rock, no matter what brand it is, and that really felt good to me. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, you're looking at my shit because you know that I don't rock no whack shit. You know what I mean? So it's just a question of like, what did he do? What is that? Is it technical? Is it running? Where'd that come from? What brand is that? All those questions are going to be running through people's minds.
Well, and even in different environments also. I took mine to the track that day.
I'm doing mine. I wore mine today in my CrossFit gym. I'm going to be doing box jumps in them. I was doing other things in them. I'm not going to do a whole lot of lateral movements in this particular shoe because it's soft and it's not going to support me that way. But in terms of quick movements, whether it's burpees and stuff like that, that front forefoot spring is going to be fantastic. So,
you'll get some
Craig, if you're listening and you want to talk about maybe doing a little training version, you know where to get me. Do you know where to get me?
Training version will be good.
Yeah, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because I would lift in something with a slight running profile, but a little more support. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have to stick plates underneath your heels, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Please stop it. Mute yourself, Jesse. Go back to watching Meerkat. Fucking giving away too much. But seriously though, it is a good experience, and I'm glad we had a chance to kind of push this out there in a different lane. And shout out to Craig, man. We'll talk to you soon, Craig.
Yeah, they did well.
Word. So what's next, D-Wells? How are we ending up the show? 11:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We got to talk about some of these releases that came out since our last show. I mean, since episode 339, we've had a number of sneakers. I mean, come on. We've had, of course, the plethora of Jordans. But there've been some Adidas, some Under Armour. Stephen Curry celebrated his birthday in a big way and got a special pair of Curry ones that showed up. I saw pictures of them yesterday. What was a big sneaker though that came out? I'm trying to think.
D, you playing around, man?
Playing, man.
D, why you playing, man?
What was a big sneaker? No, I'm serious. I'm blanking.
D is playing around. I'm gonna pull it up right now, man.
Which one was it?
Playing around, D. I'm disappointed in you.
Damn. Okay. You know what? I mean, the mine's a terrible thing to waste. So I need to take some more.
You don't even smoke weed, D. Come on, man.
I need to take some more. I need to take some more ginkgo biloba or something, man. I'm sorry. So drink some sea moss. I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help everybody out.
Please. Here we go.
The big release was Monet Davis.
There we go.
What? It wasn't good enough to win a Little League World Series game as a female pitcher.
True.
It wasn't good enough to put Kevin Hart in a spin cycle in a celebrity basketball game during NBA All-Star Weekend.
True.
It wasn't good enough for her to tell us that she wants to be one of the great female college basketball players who walks the halls of UConn one day.
True.
Done.
But now at 13 and 111 pounds, she has her own sneakers in partnership with a company called Made. So there's 3 different styles available online now, with the prices range between $50 and $75, young ladies. Go get your Monet Davis kicks.
Do what you gotta. Do what you gotta. Absolutely.
How?
Absolutely. The youngest person with an endorsement with a sneaker deal?
I don't know, but
she's up there. She has to be.
The timing is right for her to kill it.
Yeah, it's got to be close.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who else?
Her own sneakers.
Yeah. Who else?
There go a quiz. Who's the youngest person to get a sneaker endorsement?
Sneaker endorsement deal.
The youngest, huh?
I want to say it's got to be Michelle Wee after this.
Yeah, I think it was Michelle Wee.
But
again, she didn't go on to any college, so
she didn't have her own shoe. She just had an endorsement,
and that's why I think this is different, because it's not an endorsement. This is her
own. That's
this is a partnership.
Yeah,
these are hers.
Yeah. And believe me, with her announcing that she intends to go to UConn and play ball, you best believe that they've already vetted this through NCAA means. She is A-OK.
So up on screen, there's a screenshot of the website for you young ladies to see the different styles that you can pick up on. There are 3 different styles, again, that range between $50 and $75. And I already got a pair coming for my daughter.
Fresh.
So
that's dope.
Which pair did she pick, or you pick?
The blue ones.
I was just about to say, the blue ones are fresh.
Did she pick those, or you picked them?
Oh, I picked them. I surprised her with them, so they'll be coming in. You're just going to get hit with them. But on the high, hopefully Cause doesn't come to sue her, because you know Cause thinks that everybody stole baseball stitching from him. So hopefully he doesn't come after Monet for the baseball stitching on her shoe.
Well, it has to be specifically the X. Let me see.
Can you click on it so we can see some detail on this?
Yeah, hilarious with that noise.
All right, let me click on one. Doesn't get much bigger, guys, but that's the best I can do.
Press Control and plus.
Control plus.
Plus. There we
go. Do it a couple more times, Pape?
Yeah.
Right.
Huh. So it looks more like a baseball stitching versus the X's, which cause...
It absolutely is baseball stitching.
Yep, definitely baseball.
So that would be hard.
Can you give us a shot of the heel?
Heel shot.
Second picture from the right, yeah.
Throw like a girl.
Throw like a girl. I love that.
Now, has anyone noticed her name written?
Yes, written all over, right? Is that?
Yeah.
It's monogrammed all throughout the sneaker.
Yep. Dopeness.
Mo, that is really nice.
It's dope. I wish her much success. And I hope that her parents don't pull a Gary Coleman and steal all her.
No doubt. Hands off the kid loot.
This is great, man. This is definitely great. So here's a overhead shot of what they look like.
Ooh, those are
they in stores?
Huh?
What's that?
Are they in stores?
No, you can only buy them on the website.
Wow, top down, they're fresh.
You'll let us know how they run.
Why is that whack?
Because I'm having issues with my daughter's feet as far as buying certain things and stuff.
You gotta be able to try
She's
it on.
to try them on. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is tough, yeah. But then hopefully have a good return policy.
Yeah, that's usually the case. Most
this is how bad it is. She's 12, and she's grown up shoes already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna cost you some
I just bought her a 9.5 Hirachi low, and it didn't work.
9.5 women's?
9.5 women's?
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you some money.
Put on her.
So I got to send it back and probably do a 10.5.
I was gonna say you have to go up probably a full size.
So I wonder how these are cut.
They look narrow. I mean, it's that casual lifestyle kind of cut. That kid's kind of cut. So if you have no arches or wide feet, that's not for you.
Right.
No. Or flat feet.
Hey, can you click on those Tom-looking ones?
Excuse me. Oh.
Which ones, Tarik?
The Tom's looking at the bottom, that middle one.
All right.
So if she has a high instep, this may not be the look for her because I am a girl. Yeah. Oh, I like that. I like that sole. It's got a herringbone pattern.
What's their biggest size, yo?
I bet you I could see someone customizing these even more too.
Biggest size is 11 in women's.
Okay, there you go.
From 5 to 11.
That's a good size run. Yeah, it's 5 to 11. Okay.
Product is available for pre-order and will ship around June 15th. It says that on all of the models. So they're being manufactured right now.
Right now, yeah.
So this is pretty dope. And it also says 15% of all sales from this product will go to Plan International's USA Because I Am a Girl initiative, a movement to lift 4 million girls in the developing world out of poverty. So they even have a Tom's kind of philanthropic business model.
That's what's up.
Good stuff. Congratulations for her.
Yeah, a bigger size though. See how it works.
So that, to me, is the sneaker release of the week. To me, because nobody saw that coming.
That's true.
But she's on a good roll. She's on a good roll. Can't be mad at her.
Hey, to go along with this topic, what do you think about Jordan Brand's idea to expand the girls' size so women can get in on some of the releases?
It's just to get more money. They don't care about women. It's just to get more money.
Boom. Take that. How you like me now?
Who does care about women?
Technically speaking, right now, no brand. None of them really make it.
No, that's not true. Reebok is doing a lot for women. Man, there's been a lot of...
Whoa. I didn't say who's doing a lot for women. I'm saying what brand, product-wise, cares about women.
I would say Under Armour and Reebok. Those would be the two I would say.
Well, are we talking apparel or are we talking shoe?
We can say Adidas too a little bit, as far as.
I'm gonna break this up. I'm gonna go. Like Sean said, who is doing it in the shoe game? Who's not dumbing down colors and just putting shit out? Who's actually?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I want Kadoma to finish his thought because he started talking.
Oh, sorry.
Man, I've seen a lot going on for the females here this year in 2015, and you know, I'm impressed. It's probably still not where it should be, but there was like a little spurt there where there was a lot going on. You know, you had the Reebok ventilator by Melody Asani,
right,
and then you had another one that debuted for women at Milan Fashion Week. I forgot the name of the designer they used for that. You know, you have the Nike Air Max floral pack where they took the flower to represent, you know, the different cities from Tokyo, Paris, Milan, all that. You know, and then you have the whole Jordan thing, the size ranges with that. You had the Pearl Jordan 4 that was exclusive for ladies. They had their own All-Star shoes. You know?
I think Adidas is in there too with some of the fashionable, like, you know, they've been doing heavy wedges. They've been doing outfits. That floral tracksuit, the tights.
Man, the jacket on that floral tracksuit is insane.
I ain't going that route, ridiculous. I
love that jacket.
I'm going the route of the tights.
I love that jacket. I love that jacket.
It's ridiculous. I'm gonna go the route of the tights, brother.
Nah, that jacket is bananas.
I can say, you know, it is. But the tights is the highlight because it's some Instagram situations going down in the last few weekends, and it's been looking kind of good.
So Tarik, basically you're saying it's all about that base.
It's all about that cake, brother. In 2015, we gonna say that cake, brother.
I'm gonna play the advocate here, and what I'm talking about is we all understand shoe construction. We all understand that women are built differently than men. That is not a secret. And so I'm actually talking about what is being put into the shoes and aimed directly at women. We can sit here all day and talk about different floral patterns. We can talk about having a woman come in and do a color up so it's more appealing to a woman. But who's actually creating something that's built for a women's platform? The only one that I know that's actually doing it, maybe two, but the only one that I know for a fact, based on the shit that she puts out, the shit that comes out, is Stella McCartney. Other than that, I don't know any other brand that's actually creating for women first, not second.
Okay, with what you're saying, like how does that work? Like what differences will they need different from us as far as a shoe?
Oh, tons.
Weight-wise, you mean?
No, tons. Women's feet are completely different.
Women's feet are way different than ours, dude.
But I'm asking what goes into that. Like what?
Women's feet are completely different on the bottom from ours, and their hip motions and the way that they walk and the way that they carry muscle is different. And so, in order to combat those things, you need to be able creating the shoe a little bit differently. So you can continue to make man shoes and put different colors on them. Most women are going to put an insole in it to change it up so that it properly works for their body. Now, you have some women right now with this training movement where they're wearing these shoes to do different activities. And so who is actually creating a shoe that's aimed at that market and just not changing the colors is what I'm asking. Everybody's changing the colors. We get the hype on fashion shoes, but there's a couple shoes I think that just came out today from Stella McCartney. If you look at the construction of that shoe, that doesn't look like anything else Adidas is putting out. You're like, oh shit.
I know Asics and Mizuno will go the reverse route. They will make a shoe look like a man's shoe because many times on the retail spectrum, the backlash for creating something specific to women is we want it to look like that.
Right.
But what they've done is they've reverse engineered it so that the guts of the shoe are actually tailored for women while looking like the traditional model. I know Asics and Mizuno have done that.
And Nike did it with the Althea Max thing. And they did it with a couple other shoes where those are women's silhouette, but they look like guys' trainers.
Right.
You know, and they got a couple Air Force Ones coming out with the actual upper is all cut out, so it looks like a sandal.
Right.
So there's some things that's going on, but I think it's getting missed by the culture because they're like, oh, that's high fashion. It's like, oh, that's women's stuff.
They did good. The Nike did good with those one. You talk about the uppers cut out. They had those one. They looked like Roman, you know.
Yeah, the gladiator sandals.
Yeah, but I believe they have some Air Force Ones coming out for this summer.
They do. Yeah.
That there's actually like the upper is leather or suede, but it's actually cut out. So it's an Air Force One that looks like a freaking Viking sandal. You're like, what is that? So there's some.
They did good like two summers with those. Chicks was going crazy over those shoes.
I mean, I think there's a lot of marketing. They're hard demographic because they change so quickly. I want to look like that, or I want it to look like that. So it's difficult to produce 18 months out for that, but
it's true.
You know.
But
I know Under Armour has produced some different silhouettes based on the speed form that you cannot find in men's. There's a couple of those also.
It's got to be about, like you said, that specific, you know, empty sheet of paper and a pencil that gets picked up, and the shoe is actually designed and created based solely on the woman experience. And that's where everyone leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
All brands.
Yeah.
Because if you can't take a blank sheet of paper and a pencil and sit down and say, all right, we're going strictly for women today. Do this shoe just for your wife, your sister, daughter, you know, niece. Then there's a lot to be desired. That's not happening enough in the industry. Like, every brand will tell you that.
Right.
So we'll see all of the stuff that Kadoma mentioned, and, you know, to be honest, it looks good, some of it, and it moves the needle a little bit, but it's really just a pacifier. It's not addressing the real problem that women are still having an issue with, is make some shoes just for us. Like, Make a shoe so dope that a guy is technically cross-dressing from the ankles down.
Right.
Oh, come on.
Every now and again.
Leo reported that like what 3 years ago? Paper. Come on.
I know. I know. With the what kicks was that? The pastries.
The pastries.
That was
exactly.
The pastries.
Yep.
I had a pair of Air Force Ones.
With those with the gold Hirachis.
The gold Hirachis. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, but that was a shoe made for men. That design was a man's shoe. We're talking about a shoe that's designed specifically for a woman, so dope that a guy is like, you know what, I'm going over there on that side. I'm buying that shit. I don't care.
Would that go with old girls Adidas?
Tiana Taylor's? Because I saw guys do it with Tiana Taylor's.
Tiana Taylor's shoe was still the miniaturized man's shoe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it still was based on a man's silhouette. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was dope for a female shoe though.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. It was yeah. I just remember
based on the equipment, the basketball?
Yeah, it was equipment basketball.
Yep, you're right, Tarik. Yep. So, you know, let's get that shoe where like it drops and guys are like, damn, they didn't make that for us.
If you look at Frank the Butcher, you look at Ronnie, you look at some of these dudes that these companies are bringing in, and you look at the shoe they put out versus what is the actual inline shoe. They're like, yo, I'm not using. I want that material. I want this color. I want this lace color that way. When is someone gonna bring a woman in and let them do that? Right now, all you're getting is here. Look at the color palette. This is what the CAD looks like. I need you to fill in the CAD. I want a woman to go in and be like Stella McCartney and be like, I want mesh here. I want like that.
So Stella McCartney, and then look at what Vashti's done. You know, Vashti's colored up.
Yeah, but see, even on the design front, like Vashti's colored up. But if you look at Stella's Boost, they don't look like Energy Boost dope, and I want a pair so bad. Stella McCartney Boost is nasty, man, and it looks nothing like the regular inline shoe.
It's like, something that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's something that Frank the Butcher talked about a lot, and you talk about it. When are you going to open the vault? And if you're only going to open the vault halfway, okay, then I don't want to deal with you. But when are you going to open the vault? When are you going to take me in and say, hey, I want you to really curate for me? I'm talking about brands, talking to women. I want you to tell me what kind of suede, what kind of mesh, what colors, what dye, what foam feels right for you. How do we need to mold it? Maybe you can't take that mold. Let's use this mold, but I want you to do this. Yeah, there's a difference in the process for that to happen.
Here's some of these Stellas, y'all. These Stella Boosts is crazy.
Yeah, those are nuts.
Stella's Boost don't look nothing like a Boost. They're bananas.
Now I wonder if at some point we'll be able to see some of these materials on ID, basically, so you can customize and make your own version of this, if not.
I could see it, but if you're looking at the cut and the support, and it's got the cushioning.
It's clearly a woman's shoe. You can see it.
Yeah, that is clearly a woman's shoe. Absolutely. You know, and the way that it's made, you know, it's a beautiful thought toward a gender-specific thing.
Yeah.
Still with the cushioning, but like this here. It's a trainer. It's the Stella Boost 2. Made specifically for women.
Yeah. Now, you know, based on that being the criteria to answer the question, that example that Ridiculous just put up on screen, every brand leaves a lot to be desired.
Yep.
But Stella McCartney stuff, they not lying. I see the stuff, you know, Rhyme is one of those that has a Stella McCartney Adidas account. That shit flies.
Man.
Wow.
And it's just stunned. Like that is not anywhere on another Boost shoe.
You see the shape, Tarik, you see the shape of that shoe from the top?
See how wide the forefoot is? Curved a little bit back.
And there's no strapping near the ball of the foot at all to keep it clear of anything right there next to the big toe.
Possibility of a corn or whatever you may have from heels, you're not going to have that problem.
Yep.
You know, they don't think about that when you're dumbing down an Air Max 1.
Yep, the way that the collar wraps is unlike any other Boost out there. These are bananas, man.
Yeah, so you know those are the type of design approaches that need to be taken specifically all the time for women. And, you know, Jesse's right. Stella McCartney, she's on her shit. What, 5 years now she's been doing with Adidas?
Just a little bit more, yeah, a little bit over 5.
And I don't know if it's because she does as a designer and they're not picking designers to do color ups, or they're using influence or fashion forward, but I don't know what it is. But
no, I think you're right. I think.
And I'm not trying to be a downer to the conversation, but I'm not, you know, just me personally. I'm not going to be fooled by the game. That's none of us on here are.
No, I think you made a good point. She's a designer. She's not a colorist.
Yeah.
She doesn't color up. She's a fashion forward fashion designer with her own line outside of Adidas, but she brings those influences, and Adidas wants her to.
Right.
They're not trying to shove a silhouette down her throat. Her deal with them is to do Stella's thing in a gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think New Balance is trying with Heidi, but I don't know for sure.
No, they're failing miserably.
Are they?
And the sad thing about that is that New Balance could be killing it, because New Balance, in terms of their sponsored athletes, is almost 90% female Olympic level distance runners. And good looking ones at that. Like, let's not even be fooled. You know?
Every time I see those Heidi Klum New Balance, they're on a table on sale somewhere out of the box.
They also just unveiled a premium women's line, New Balance Gray. NB Gray.
New Balance Gray?
Yeah, NB Gray is their premium women's line. So
what's the box on these stuff?
Women's shoes for $200.
Yeah, box on Stella's is running about on par with like upper level boost to 200 plus.
Yeah. It's on par with that Jeremy Scott like price range.
Wow.
These prices are outrageous. I just had me some comfortable 110, and I was like, did I just say 110 in this?
Yeah, man.
Crazy, man.
It's got that designer tag.
But she got an audience. She knows her audience too.
Yeah, her shoes do well, B.
Man.
Her shoes do well.
Hey, you see these in Equinox up there in the East, fellas. Yeah, these is for that Equinox crowd.
Shoot, that ain't even Equinox. That's Beyonce's mom's. That's that old money looking good. Straight up.
All right, so D, you put up something a few minutes ago, something that we got hold of that launched today from K-Swiss.
Right.
Very, very interesting and smart campaign. I like it. I actually tried to get involved, so we'll see where that goes.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, can I be involved with this? How do I get involved?
Yeah, you can. You should apply, Jesse. So, you know, one of the highest paid DJs in the world, Diplo, is now on the creative board for K-Swiss. And K-Swiss has started this new program called The Board, where you get to apply to become one of 100 creative and connected board members to help with creative influence and promotion of future K-Swiss product. Dope idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Dope idea. Videos there, you know, on the bottom of the Hypebeast post that D is posted on screen. But this dude, I can't remember the Forbes list or whatever the list was of the richest DJs in the world, but this guy's on the list.
Yes, he is.
He's in the top 5 of them too.
Yeah.
So this guy, I mean, his last campaign he got attached to that unfortunately went nowhere, but it still was a dope campaign, and you guys will remember it when I say it, was the BlackBerry campaign.
Yep.
It was a dope campaign, but BlackBerry was already on dual doses of life support at that point.
Yo, that new phone they came out with was kind of dope though.
Oh, I know you're talking about the one that's was it 250 or something like that?
It looks like a box. Like it's more like real square. Like it's crazy. It looks like you holding one of these.
Yeah, it's too late for BlackBerry though. They just need to create apps and just sell all of their property as apps and get money. They're done. But yeah, so K-Swiss has launched this. It started today, I believe. Jesse, I applied already. So you should too, and all the other soul doctors should. It'd be interesting to see who gets picked. So it says, conducted by Diplo, successful applicants of the board will receive an invitation to an exclusive website helping these winners connect with industry leaders through a 6-course curriculum program. The experts will lead a discussion on their respective fields, then assign a real task to the board that will aid in strengthening K-Swiss's brand in areas such as brand positioning, sneaker design, social media promotion, and drafting a business plan. Shit's dope. Nothing else to say. So, soul doctors, disorderlies, watch now, watch later.
Check it out, yeah.
Definitely try to get involved with that. I don't know where that is. That might be the hidden hand of Dwayne Edwards. Telling you, there's very few people we know who have these kind of revolutionary ideas and bold. That's a bold idea. Like a Nike, Adidas, or anybody else would never do that.
It's interesting that you say that, and I don't know if anybody peeped the article of the 3 designers from Nike that are now countersuing.
Oh, yeah.
That they didn't say anything. And I think it's big that they stood up and said, yo, the Nike culture is a bit stifling. And it's like, that's not new to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I think it's interesting for them to stand up and say that. And there might be something for other companies to be like, oh, Nike's stifling you? Well, you can come here and have whatever creativity you want. It's interesting.
Excuse me, but they're saying that to defend themselves, and it's not even a personal reaction to it. But excuse me, Captain Obvious. I mean, come on.
Has anybody really said it? No one said it. Everyone's like, I'll leave and I'll go ahead and get another opportunity, or this isn't really for me. Has anyone that's left there actually come out and said, I left, or I don't want to be there because they have a culture that's stifling, and this is why? Who's actually said that because of being worried about what the backup could be? I haven't heard that yet. I haven't heard anybody that's in those walls say it.
No, you're absolutely right about the fact that the proclamation is something that's new.
Right.
But I mean, it's been something that outside of, the Branch Davidian complex that is Beaverton, Oregon's Nike complex. Everybody says it.
So this is still happening?
Yes.
Yeah. And I started to read. I started to read the suit.
The countersuit.
I started reading the countersuit, and it's interesting. I mean, just like some highlights are basically Dolce. I call them the Three Amigos or DDM. Dolce, Dekovic and Minor. They basically said that once Instagram did their cleanup, Nike was number 21 on the list of losing followers, fake followers.
Yeah, 250,000.
Yeah, and then also that Nike misinterpreted the phrase when Dolce himself put on and shared it with the picture. And I'm going to get the exact quote for you all here, because I actually, I literally was reading it earlier during the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it said, the quote is, here it is.
You can't even contain your laughter. Look at
No, it was good. that Nike misinterpreted the quote. Grateful for the past, excited for the future, 3 brothers, 3 dreamers, 3 stripes, hashtag Team Adidas 2015. How is that misinterpreted?
What is there to misinterpret about that?
What is there to misinterpret about that? So, I mean, their countersuit basically says that they're leaving because the culture, this is an echo, I'm sorry, I'm getting an echo from somebody. The culture is not good. Mm-hmm. And that they were leaving to create their own design studio to work with multiple companies and do things in different areas, so such as furniture, clothing, other apparel, footwear, and even the automotive industry. But yet, your quote was, and this is where I scratch my head, not just looking to beat the beehive, grateful for the past, excited for the future. 3 brothers, 3 dreamers, 3 stripes, Team Adidas. Like, that was a bad move. Let's be honest.
You know what? I'm confused by what that means right now.
That was a bad move. One of the best pieces of advice that any OG will tell you is, no one can ever make you know something that you say you don't know.
Man.
So.
He gave me that rule. That was rule number 1. Bad boys move in silence. You don't.
I want you guys to know.
You know, please.
I want you guys to know that this particular case. It's funny we're bringing this up. 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard.
I know, right?
It's funny we're bringing this up now, and this is actually factual. This is truth to you guys, the soul doctors, and to the disorderlies around the world. We have. Since this happened, this has been going on for quite a while now. Let's say almost a year, if not a year solid. We have reached out to various companies so that we could talk to their designers, and companies have specifically now taken the initiative to not let people talk to their designers.
Absolutely. Like, hell no.
It's now corporate policy again. At some companies, there are a couple of brands that I've reached out to that no one's ever talked to yet, you know, that are doing some good stuff.
APL. Oh, I'm sorry. Shit. That slipped. Oh, damn. Shit.
I said great stuff. You got Tourette's and yelled APL.
I'm sorry. Like, yo, I can't even.
Come on, D. Let us have it. Let us have it.
No,
come on. We don't MSU around here.
No,
let us have it.
I don't want to get all amped up before I go to bed, and then I can't.
Right, you got to get it off your chest so you can be like, "Word, I'm good," and then throw down the mic.
So, let's just say there's going to be some live streaming that will be taking place really soon. Involving them, because they have been ducking us for, I would say, easily 2 years. Easily 2 years.
Well, definitely 3 or 4. Definitely 3 or 4.
Right? Like
3 Amigos or
no. I'm talking about
APL.
Like literally, I've emailed them. I have hit up Dustin, one of the twins, on Twitter and everything till I got to the point where he blocked me.
Me
and
too.
I'm like, dude, come on the show and talk about it. Like, let's be honest. Like, okay, your history is. We know what your history. I mean, it's not hard to find out in this day and age. You have a father who's been in the footwear industry for more than 3 decades, who was associated in a right-hand man, good friends with Paul Fireman from Reebok. Guess what? Okay, let that be known. Like, just okay. So, what is your goal? What is APL's long-term goal? How are you going to sustain yourself? How are you going to differentiate yourself?
Stuff at?
What's that?
Where do they sell this stuff at?
I've only seen it online. Paper's actually seen it in stores. I remember that picture, that infamous picture of those sneakers where they were reduced to how much? I think they were like
$39.99.
You probably only need 1 or 2 of the accounts that Paper shows you on his New York run. You get 1 or 2 of those and sustain your brand.
Word.
I'm like, how? Like, okay, their whole lock and load and that whole technology that they basically said, you know, we'll give you a boost.
You mean Rusty Spring technology?
Well, yeah, when we saw the sneakers dissected and we got to see what was really in there.
Yeah.
The only other person I know that has it appear is ridiculous. And they're given to him.
He won them.
You still got them? You didn't give them away?
He won them, bro. That's gonna be like in the Hall of Horrors. I'm gonna keep that.
No, that's going in the museum. I'm gonna try to get that in the Brooklyn Museum, man.
Yeah, honestly, if you can or if you want to, I'll send them to you so you can put them in there.
You know what? Let's be honest, and let's call it what it is. To the Goldston brothers, number 1, please show your faces on our show.
Here we go.
We're very professional.
They don't want it. I'll be the first to say, like, we're not about putting people on blast, but they don't want to come on the OSD because they realize there's nothing they can say to defend their brand? There's nothing.
There's nothing they can say to defend those new Nike trainer knockoffs.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man.
Listen, APL, if you wanted to do it right, you should have did it like Brand Black.
Kadoma, do you have any APL sneakers?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking. I just put that on the line.
I was like, "Are you crazy?"
You know when Positive K tried to.
The only person I know that have a pair is Steve. He's the only one.
Yeah,
honestly,
I've been to sneaker events. Like, have you been to a sneaker event and actually seen someone wear a pair of APL sneakers?
No.
Have you been honestly walking around the street and be like, "Oh, there's APL," like even the running ones?
No.
For me, my thing is this.
Be careful! Be careful! He's already prepared.
What bugs me about them is this: their price point. Their price point according to who they are and what their brand is. Remember when the first APLs came out? They were talking about $3 bills for this super technology.
$299.99 for launch and load.
Now, when you come back to this knit technology, they're really expensive Skechers. They're knocking off anything and everything possible, but keeping a premium price point on it. That makes no sense. If that shoe was priced what it was, I would give I ain't even gonna lie. I would wear that fake fly knit that they got.
Oh my
if it
God,
weren't a fly knit price.
Oh my God. I've never looked at the actual website.
Oh no, I do. And I get their emails.
Look at them rallies, boy.
I get their emails.
They didn't even do an All-Star game.
Hold on, they use the NBA in the promotion. They use the word. They use the word
They made an All-Star
NBA.
edition for their. Now you know who the All-Stars are. This is in the Senior Citizen League. That's what those are for.
I wonder if the NBA knows about that.
Hey D, did you when you hit the retail, is there stores listed under retail, or is that just so you can buy it?
Let's take a look.
That's just so you can buy, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's just so you can buy.
No.
Saks Fifth Avenue.
Saks Fifth Avenue.
Senior citizens. Here we go. We know who they're targeting now.
Hit that tech loom now. Hit that tech loom now. Show them
Hold on a minute.
Wow.
It's one.
With the exception of one store besides Saks Fifth Avenue, a store called Bandier, which I've never been to, and I lived in New York
It's
my
flat
entire
iron.
life.
That's a flat iron. Okay.
Everything else is Saks Fifth Avenue, which means they got to hook up with somebody at Saks.
Connect. You ain't lying. They gotta connect. Straight in.
I might have to pay a visit to Saks tomorrow.
If you see them,
it's in there.
Y'all just go to Saks and Meerkat.
There it is.
Yeah, everybody go to a Saks at like 3 p.m. tomorrow and Meerkat. Tarik, that's a good idea, yo.
Oh, look at that gumball right there. That's a gumball rally.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo, to be honest,
look at that. They got apparel guys. Like, they make it look all super nice too.
Yo, to be honest, D, APL does not deserve the distinction of being a part of the out-of-the-box sneaker exhibition.
Load and launch. Spring-loaded technology. Yep.
Yo, these shoes have to be going somewhere. Either
Are these the same shoes that are sold on the airplane books with the springs in them?
No, those actually sold.
Airplane books is done. That's not no more.
Yeah, Airplane Books is done too. Yep.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they killed them off last year.
I was just on a plane just now. You could buy watches.
No. They have a date where they were gonna stop.
Yeah, Sky Mall is done.
Wow. Yeah. But now I know American and U.S. Air have their own, and they call it the duty free shop. You can get that stuff right on the plane. I'll be like, man, I want this watch and soda, please.
and when I land, I want this motherfucker.
Yep. Have it on the right time zone, please.
I want this futon when we land.
Oh man.
I tell you what, for people that are still watching, and you tell me the last time you laughed, you got together with people that you cared about, had a common interest, and just laughed. That's the difference between every other show in OSD. Coming from the heart, every time. Every time.
And we buy futons on planes, bitches.
I have a vodka tonic and that futon.
Oh, yes.
Y'all better not be out of that lamp, because last time I seen y'all was out of the fucking lamps.
Fragile.
Y'all restock them pillows?
Man.
Oh, that's
all right,
guys. So it is 12:10 Eastern Standard Time. A great way to end episode number 340, aptly named "I'm Back," celebrating again, coincidentally today, the 20th anniversary of MJ's return wearing the 4-5, as Jay-Z put it, or so many other rappers who put it. What's that, Tarik?
Said it ain't to play games with you.
Yeah. So we're back next week with episode number 341. Hopefully we'll have a guest or two. We're working on some stuff.
Yeah, man.
Working on some stuff. But
I'm gonna email him, yo.
What's that, Tarik?
I'm gonna email him. I talked to him before about the beard gang stuff.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'm gonna email. I'm gonna talk about beer gang, and then I'm a Trojan horse that shit.
He said Trojan horse that shit.
Yeah. So let's talk about beer gang. By the way, why you motherfuckers don't be going on OST?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So next week we're back, episode number 341. Be sure to head over to the OSDlive.com website and check out the entire audio and video archives of the show. Find everything there. You can also find all of us crazy-ass soul doctors on social media, various social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Meerkat. So, D. Wells, we ain't got to go home, but we got to get out of here.
We got to get out of here. Man, it's been good. It's been fun. Thank you for walking, talking, rocking with us. Spread the word. Man, till next week, keep your laces tied tightly, your tongue loose, and always walk good.
Hit the music.